FEYE. No, it's just a random stock that happens to look, you know, no, it's not good, it's not good. It's not a good, it's not a leader, you know, stick to the momentum leaders. It's just a choppy random stock that happens to have found support on the rising 20. But it should have never lost the gap here. Okay, this stock should be up here or here, not down here. CALX. Yeah, CALX, someone mentioned it yesterday. Guys, this is, wow. I mean, like, if I could trade this thing, I can't. But guys, this is like it's also an earnings winner. This thing had a huge earnings. Big beat and everything. This is 5-star. 5+. Like, this thing breaks out, it's gonna go to like 30. It also had a good setup here, and also had good setup here. But this is really good. Like, if it breaks out tomorrow or the next few days, you know, that's good. Who mentioned this one? CALX. Yeah, at Saibu you're gonna make many millions over the next few years. IZEA. It's just a micro-cap pump stock, but you know, it is setting up. Yeah, if it breaks out in the next few days, like it had a pop, pulled back, like it's a former runner, but it's more like if someone, you know, if it PRs or if someone starts pumping it. Like, this thing has no natural order flow. Like, there's two types of stocks, right? Like, you have like these micro caps and nano caps, and like this, generally these sub $5 stocks, something like IZEA. Like, these things, you know, they go when they're getting pumped. Like, there's no funds or institutions buying these things, right? This is all retail. Well, something like, I don't know, Shopify, like this is like funds buying every dip. This thing dips, like this thing has a reason to go up. Like, this thing is not getting pumped on Twitter. Like, it's too big to get pumped. Like, every time it dips, institutions start, you know, accumulating it. That's why you get these higher lows. Yeah, RDFIN tried to break out yesterday, right? Yeah, RDFIN, you know, had a failed breakout, okay? Tried to break out, pulled back into range, and still building higher lows. The setup is intact. Like, if it tries to break out over the next few days, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, it's a good setup. If anything, the setup is stronger. It's a bit too thin for me, but, you know, that's what you have to look for. 512. You bought it 512? That's great. That's a great entry. You were awake. Yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. But the lack of volume since the first 15 minutes. Look, these thin stocks. Like, this is the problem with these thin stocks. Some chat room or guy or Twitter pumps this thing. Then a bunch of degenerates buy it. Right. That's what creates the volume. And, you know, this is why I only, you know, want you guys to have like a 5, at least a 5, but preferably like a $10 million cutoff on your scans. Like, the setup is very good. It's a really good setup. It's a 5-star setup. but realize this volume here is just because someone pumped it, probably, right? But it doesn't matter. Like, you know, this is a thin stock generally. It only trades like 100,000 shares on average. That's why the lack of volume, like, you know. But it's not concerning. It's normal for this stock because, you know, it is a thin stock. It's always very liquid and thin. Lack of volume. KC. Could work, like it's been building higher lows, but I don't know, it feels kind of choppy. It's a recent IPO though, you know, these things can be pretty powerful. I mean, I don't, it may be set up, like maybe, I don't know, it's already up quite a bit. I don't think it was a very clean setup. I usually try to trade like clean setups. Some, you know, they're just too tough. STNE. Yeah, it's setting up. It's setting up. Like this thing had a really good breakout here. This is like a 5-star, or maybe, you know, like 4.5-star breakout, and then you know, it's setting up again. You know, in a couple of days, like if it can go sideways here, so the 20-day can catch up. Yeah, it looks good. LL. Wow, okay, sure, yeah. If you got it early, like if you got it sub 24, or preferably, you know, like in the mid 23s. It's not a buy here, but yeah, it's a pretty decent looking one. It had an even better setup back here when it broke out here. And this is the key thing with the good setups. They keep surfing these 10, 20-day moving averages. Sometimes they have higher lows, sometimes they don't. Like in this case, it didn't have higher lows. It was in kind of a channel. But many times what I look for is higher lows. And getting tighter and tighter. Like this is how, you know, this is how stocks move. They move in, it looked like a stair, right? You have a step higher, sideways. Step higher, sideways, step higher, sideways, step higher, sideways, step higher, sideways. And your job is to anticipate, or not anticipate, your job is to buy at the exact moment when the next step higher is forming. And this is why you need to study thousands of stocks over going back decades. You know, the stocks move the same way as today as they did 100 years ago. You just need to learn the patterns.